Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some monster romance recommendations for you. So today we're talking all about some monster romance recommendations. I do have several other monster romance reading recommendations and TBRs if you guys are interested that I will leave linked around the video up in the corner. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. Alright, so first up I have Hunt Me. This is the third book in the Spooky Boys series. So this is following Jeffrey, who is, I forget the family tree because it turns out Jeffrey was a stolen child, or Jeffrey was stolen as a child, and everybody that is in his family thinks he's dead and they all turned into vampires. But Jeffrey also got taken away from his family and put into a monster hunting family, and he's related to Blair, who is the character from Bite Me. Anyway, there's a whole messy family drama going on behind the scenes, but Blair and Jeffrey are finally back together in the same city and they are trying to reconcile some of their differences while Jeffrey is also dealing with some depression after, figuring out that he was stolen as a child, and there's a whole lot of family drama. Anyway, it's following Jeffrey, who happens to be a former hunter. And it's also following Mutt, who is a werewolf. And Mutt believes Jeffrey is his fated mate, and that is the entirety of the story. It's Jeffrey dealing with the fallout from his choices, but also dealing with fallout from being a former hunter and protecting a werewolf pack from hunters and living in a very supernaturally active town. And it's fantastic. It's super long. I think it's almost 600 pages of angsty werewolf romance, and it's perfect. Next up I have the Trident Agency series. This is one of my current favorites. This is following the Trident Agency, which they are kind of bodyguards slash mercenaries. And the first one is definitely a bodyguard romance. The second one is getting more into a juicy overarching plot details. It's a very political romance too. So it's an urban fantasy. The Trident Agency employs lots of different outcasts, so demons, hellhounds, vampires, incubus, and a whole bunch of other supernatural creatures that have been kind of cast out. So they came together to form their own little family and pack. And they hire themselves out to be bodyguards, mercenaries, that kind of thing. And it's very politically charged because humans don't want supernatural creatures to exist. It's very reminiscent of our current political climate. So just go into that with a healthy grain of salt and check the trigger warnings before diving into any of these books because they are very political and sometimes it gets a little dark. Next up I have another current favorite series, and that is the Mead Mishap series. This is a romantasy that doesn't take itself too seriously. The first book is following Cinnamon, who does not want to be chosen as the chosen one. Every decade or so, 4 chosen ones are chosen to go battle the demons and make sure the gates stay closed, and somehow that gate gets open, and on the night of the chosen ones being chosen, Cinnamon isn't chosen. There's a huge party. She happens to get drunk at said party, and on her way home she happens to save a demon, and that demon turns out to be Fallon, who is a dragon, and together they figure out that the demons have been under a curse for a millennia, and they go set the demons free and have an adventure, which Cinnamon obviously didn't want to do in the first place, but now she's an adventurer, she's a hero, and she falls in love with the demon. This series does not take itself too seriously. It's funny, and they're very food focused too. But the little demon found family that happens in this is so cute, and I can't recommend this series enough. It's so good. Next up I have Marriage to Kitsune-sama. This is a really fun and interesting manga. This is following Inaho, who is, his family runs a shrine, and every generation a new person is sent to the spirit realm to help the fox spirits, who are messengers for the gods, but also are guardians for shrines. So he is sent there to help educate them on what's going on in the human realm, and also to marry Kitsune-sama, who is Subaru, and we find out as soon as they meet each other, as they're, getting ready for their marriage ceremony is put on hold because they find out Subaru has been cursed to devour the love of his life, and so they had to deal with this curse before they can get married. And while they're doing that, they're actually getting to know each other before diving into marriage and like teaching the other fox spirits together. And it's really sweet as they are building this relationship together, but also dealing with a curse. And it's so good. And the artwork is fantastic. And this is one that I would highly recommend, though this is not for those under 17, I believe. And then the last book I'm going to recommend for this monster romance rec is going to be A Fairy Bones and Gold. This is an urban fantasy following Patrick, who is a like supernatural equivalent of like an FBI agent. He is a mage and he has damaged powers, but he also has all of the gods from a lot of different pantheons looking out for him and maybe annoying him and basically owning his soul. And he is sent to New York to stop a string of ritualistic murders that are designed to steal the powers from a god. While he's doing that, he meets a pack of werewolves and other supernatural creatures and falls in love with a werewolf. And this is one of the best urban fantasy series that I've read in a very long time. It's action-packed, it's filled with these characters falling in love, but their love story is not like the main focus of the book. You get to see gods from a whole bunch of different pantheons. You get to see werewolves and seers and mages and a whole bunch of other supernatural creatures living in New York and just going about their lives. This is one I would highly recommend. All right, so those are some of my current monster romance recommendations. Do you guys have a monster romance you'd like to recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!